You're on mute.
Maswera say, Maria Zimbabwe. Welcome you. We welcome you to our special edition of News Review this week, where we are taking a special tribute to our brother, our fallen comrade, Dewa Mavhinga, who passed on yesterday. We are crying this evening. We are crying with his family. The nation of Zimbabwe has been robbed. Indeed, Africa and the world have been robbed of a true cadre, an activist, a lawyer par excellence, and a true fighter of human rights for everyone on the African continent. We want to just take a moment's silence just to respect and to remember our fallen comrade, Dewa Mavhinga. If we can remove our hats and our caps and just take a moment's silence just to show our respect. Thank you very much. Nawo mashoko tinoti nematambudziko kumhuri kwaMavhinga, mhuri yese yeZimbabwe, we have been robbed, tarasikirwa. And to our brother, we say, rest in eternal peace. You fought a good fight and you kept the faith. And we dedicate our program today, this episode, to Dewa Mavhinga. Right. Welcome our panelists, Chief Soshe, Leader Tarisai, and DJ Prof. If you just like to take a few moments just to greet the viewers across the world.
Yeah, Magadi Muri Zimbabwe, Yakaterera. Thank you, Sophie. Thank you, everyone here. Tinoti nematambudziko ku mhuri kwa Mr. Mavhinga.
Thank you very much, Leader Sophie. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you for the viewers and listeners who have joined us. We say to the family of Mr. Mavhinga, to the Mavhinga family, we are saying sorry for the loss, and may you so rest in peace. Thank you, Leader Sophie.
Thank you so much, DJ. Thank you so much, Chief. And with that, we go straight into our program. We have a wide array of topics. Welcome on Change Radio and ZimEye on Facebook. We'll be looking at a lot of topics that happened this week that made the headlines on Change Radio News. We start off with our fallen cadre, Dewa Mavhinga. Chief, can I give you the honors to just give a little obituary, a mini obituary of what you knew, the man, how you knew Dewa Mavhinga, and what we have lost?
Well, yeah, it's a very sad moment. Dewa was a comrade. Dewa was a fearless fighter. Dewa was a man who loved his country. He loved Zimbabwe. He loved Zimbabweans. And we say that not because of what he was saying, but because of what he was doing, because of his deeds. Everywhere where you saw him, everywhere where he was speaking, you could tell that this is a man who was dedicated to a nation. He always stood with the people of Zimbabwe, no matter what. Even when it was so difficult to do so, Dewa would speak and stand with the Zimbabwean people. He would defend the Zimbabwean people. I saw Dewa myself in action here in the United States of America when he was testifying in front of the United States Senate, Foreign Relations Committee, and others. The discussion was on the human rights abuses by the ZANU-PF government back in 2016. Then Vice President Nelson Chamisa was there, and Honorable Tendai Biti was there. Dewa Mavhinga was the first one to go, and he bared it all. He churned a number of statistics about massive human rights abuses fearlessly, without any fear of what ZANU-PF might do to him when he goes back to Zimbabwe. He just said it as it was. He was a human rights defender. He was an expert in that area. So he had all the numbers. He had all the statistics. He wasn't talking hearsay. He wasn't talking of anything that he was reading in newspapers the way we do, or something that we hear people giving us, over social media on WhatsApp. This was a man who had tangible evidence of Zimbabwe's human rights abuses. And he told the US Senate as it was. The good thing is, he was saying the truth. Everything that he was saying was factual. He did not lie. He did not exaggerate. And I know he was doing it for the sake of Zimbabwe, so that the world would know the truth of what was going on in Zimbabwe at that time. And when he left Vice President Chamisa, then Vice President Chamisa here, and Honorable Biti, and he flew back to Zimbabwe without fear. He flew into Zimbabwe when the ZANU-PF propaganda machine was in full blast, saying Tendai Biti, Nelson Chamisa, and Dewa Mavhinga have gone to America to ask for sanctions. He flew into Zimbabwe fearlessly, unperturbed of what could have happened at the Harare International Airport. That's why I call him fearless comrade. He had not, of course, gone to ask for sanctions. Nobody ever did. Not President Chamisa, not Honorable Tendai Biti, not him. They were just saying the truth. They were testifying under oath. So everything that they said on that particular day was the truth. And that was Dewa Mavhinga. I also had another opportunity to meet with him in South Africa. when I had visited, a very sociable man, you know, with his position, with his stature, you would need, you know, to struggle to get an appointment with him. But it was just a phone call. And, you know, he tells you, come to my office, chief, let's meet there. And you are talking. That was Dewa Mavhinga. I would not also want to finish talking about him if I don't mention this man on social media. Go on social media, see the kind of Shona that he would write when he was in a good mood, commenting about, you know, contemporary Shona and traditional cultural issues about Zimbabwe. He was passionate about our culture. He would write in pure Shona. Shona imwe isinganzwisisike, achishandisa tsumo, madimikira nenyau dzosingwi, zvaitonakidza kuverenga. Enda papeji yake yeFacebook uone manyorere aakaita. Ndoda kungoverenga something chaakanyora mazuva matatu akapfuura aya, achitaura nenyaya yemhondi, nenyaya yevaroyi, nenyaya yevanhu vakashata, vanhu vane utsinye. Handizive kuti aizvitaurira chii. Ndanyora article yangu muchaiona paZimai ndichitsanangura zvese izvozvo kuti handizive kuti anga azvinzwa here kuti akuda kushaya, kana kuti pane zvimwe zvaaiona aiteerwa here. You know, ukaverenga nyaya yake iyi paakanyora apa, ari kuti iye kana wambopepa murwere unoziva kuti mashambanzou ndiyo nguva inosimuka denda zvakaipisisa. Manozi munotoyatsoteerera zvakanaka nokuti pakanyorwa Shona yakadzika panapa. Mogona kutadza kunzwisisa kuti aitaura kuti chii. Ndati kana wakambopepa murwere unoziva kuti mashambanzou ndiyo nguva inosimuka denda zvakaipisisa. Mashambanzou mangwanani makusenseni. Kunobata nguva dzerunyanyiriri, wakaipa anenge ari pakupota-pota. Vaya vetsero nemapere vanenge vovhimira kuenda kuti vasaedzerwe vasina kudzimba. Ndiwaya mashambanzou, mukai tinamate. Muri kuinzwa Shona iyi? Panyorwa Shona yakadzika iri kutaura kuti varoyi nevanhu vanoponda vanhu nevanhu vanokuwadza vanhu, the bad guys, they start working early in the morning. And pamangwanani iwayo vanenge vakushandira zvekuenda kuti vasasvike vasaedzerwe vasina zvavaita. Saka ndo zvaaitaura kuti, saka ukada kuzvitarisa, ukada kuiongorora nyaya iyoyo, unotaura kuti aizviona here kuti ari kuteerwa, ari kuzviona here kuti vanhu vanoda kumuuraya, ari kuzviona here kuti pane zviri kuitika around him. Because kana uri muZimbabwe wakaita saDewa, you'll be walking around looking over your shoulder, you would not relax, you would go into a beer hall and you would not leave your beer and come back and drink it again. That's what you would do if you were Dewa, if you were a big critic of ZANU-PF the way Dewa was. He was a huge critic of Emmerson Mnangagwa. He was a pain in the side of ZANU-PF. And that person would naturally become, you know, an undesirable element within ZANU-PF, cold and patriotic by ZANU-PF. So naturally you become a target of ZANU-PF. Dewa was a target. ZANU-PF has a hit list of people that they want to kill, that they see that these are pillars in this democracy fight. They want to get rid of them. They want to eliminate them. They want to get them off. Anyone who is helping, who is helpful to the cause, and in particular to President Chamisa, any of the pillars around President Chamisa, they want to eliminate them. They want to get rid of them. And Dewa was one of them. And I have no doubt, and I'm sorry I'm taking long, but I'm very bitter about this. There are people that were already writing yesterday that Dewa Mavhinga died of COVID-19. And that was ZANU-PF propaganda. That propaganda was being churned out by people from ZANU-PF. And they were quick to point that out. Nobody had diagnosed the Dewa Mavhinga. Nobody, no doctor, no post-mortem had been done. But some people were quick to point out that he had succumbed to COVID-19. That's not right. That's disrespectful of the work of the person, of the man that Dewa Mavhinga was. It's disrespectful of Dewa Mavhinga's family. Pachivanhu pedu tinenge chitarisira kuti vanhu vanotanga kunzwa family yataura kuti ndo zvaitika izvi. Kana family isati yataura, then wait for the experts, wait for the coroner's review or anything that would have come from someone who would have done something expertly. Not to hear that ZANU-PF patriots have said Dewa Mavhinga succumbed to COVID-19, and every one of us just goes, start saying that he died of COVID-19. When we know that ZANU-PF killed over 9 generals, 9 senior army officials last year, and they were all declared to have died because of COVID-19. People are being executed. People are being killed by Emmerson Mnangagwa, by ZANU-PF, and he's hiding behind COVID-19. And one of our own, a gallant fighter, gets killed, and you see some people who purport to be, supporting the people of Zimbabwe, rushing to the media, writing on Twitter and everywhere, saying Dewa Mavhinga died of COVID-19 without any evidence. That's nonsense. We shouldn't be doing that. He could have died of COVID-19, yes, but why rush to talk about that before an investigation has been done or anything conclusive or anything medical? When we know the enemy that we are dealing with, ZANU-PF can kill you with, they can give you AIDS. They are capable of doing that. They can poison you. As far as I know, that man was poisoned. He was poisoned. He was eliminated. That's my personal opinion. Until I get something tangible that proves his death. So I'm very, very disappointed that people rushed to those conclusions, especially knowing ZANU-PF, and more especially knowing the work that Dewa Mavhinga was doing for the people of Zimbabwe. He was on the hit list by ZANU-PF. We know that hit list. We know. We don't even want to talk about it because some of us are there. We know that ZANU-PF is coming after everyone who is aligned to President Chamisa, any pillar, anyone who is helping the MDC Alliance, who is helping President Chamisa to get in 2023 is a target. Saka, ndogona kupedza zuva rese ndichitaura panyaya yaDewa Mavhinga because he's someone I knew personally, and I knew the work that he was doing for Zimbabwe, and he was someone who was ready to just be there, jump in and give advice and talk. And some people don't even know that he was even critical to the MDC Alliance. Whenever something was done that he did not agree with by the MDC Alliance, he would criticize us. And that is fine. That was the kind of a man that he was. And I know Simba Chikanza went to see the wife yesterday. Thank you very much, Simba, for doing that. And I think everyone in the United Kingdom, let's support my Dewa Mavhinga. Let's support the family. Let's do everything that we can to ensure that this man gets the final arresting time or place or process that he deserves. And to him, as I finish, I want to say, Mkoma Dewa, we are going to finish the struggle. I wrote this on my WhatsApp. If you go and see, I wrote it when Morgan Tsvangirai died, our father, when he passed away on 14 February. I wrote it then that we are going to finish this struggle. Sorry, you go and see, I've never removed it. And I'll only remove it when we've freed Zimbabwe. And I'm saying it again now, Mr. Dewa Mavhinga, we are going to finish this struggle. We are going to do everything possible to ensure that Zimbabwe is free. For the sake of people like you, it's bad, it's sad that we are going to walk into a new Zimbabwe in 2023 without people like you. May your soul rest in power. Thank you.
Wow, yeah, that is exactly how I felt yesterday when you broke the news to us, Chief. I thought to myself, I was so sad because this is a man who dedicated a huge part of his life to the struggle for Zimbabwe. And he did not manage to see the Zimbabwe being fulfilled. And then I thought to myself, are we all going to take that same path? Are we all destined to be overridden by these Mnangagwa and his goons that we did not see a free Zimbabwe? And I was a bit, shaken. And then I thought to myself, no, for the sake of Dewa and for all the fallen heroes, Nyasha Zhambe Mawere, Hillary, all these people who passed on for the struggle, it is up to us. It is our duty. We must pick up and continue and fight even more for this Zimbabwe that they failed to see, but they were fighting and they were struggling for them and for our children. So let us be encouraged by their works, by Dewa's works, and let us push forward to make sure that we free Zimbabwe for everyone. Okay, moving on. DJ Prof, would you want to take us through the unveiling of the tombstone yakaitwa for Gogo Chamis'a this last weekend?
Yes, thank you very much, Leader Sophia. But I will not be just doing justice to the people of Zimbabwe and to the Mavhinga family if I do not say one or two words about everything that has been said by Chief. Obviously, if we continue speaks about this for some of us, it will be very emotional because we know and we had the privilege at some point to work with Dewa when he was in South Africa, and we knew that he was in Zimbabwe just 3 days ago. 3-4 days ago, on the 27th, a week ago, he was in Zimbabwe, and he had a lot of programs that he was attending at Mikos, and that makes me not even an inch not to suspect ZANU-PF of shenanigans on that, because we know for sure that Mutuli Ncube stays at Mikos Hotel where Dewa Mavhinga was. What did they do to him that he just flew back to South Africa on his way to England and he just died? What did they do? There's nothing that is related to COVID that they can talk about. Someone died less than an hour. Some ZANU surrogates are coming out and say he has succumbed to COVID. Which COVID do they know? Who diagnosed him? But like I said, some of us will speak with very emotions, and it will not be good for the people who are listening. But we once again rest in the revolutionary peace until we meet again, Brother Dewa. We will cherish what you have been doing all for the people of Zimbabwe and their rights. And until we meet again, we'll fight, like Chief has said, we'll fight until we get the freedom of people of Zimbabwe, until we get our real independence. So moving on, thank you so much, Leader Sophie. Let's talk about the unveiling of the tombstone of Gogo Chamis'a, the mother to our dearly lovely and People's President Advocate Nelson Chamisa, which was held in Chiwara village in Gutu in Masvingo this weekend. A number of people thronged the village, but obviously ZANU-PF, as always, they've got their shenanigans. They had manned a fearless, a forceful a roadblock at Chiwara 10 of going to Chiwara village in Gutu. For the eyewitnesses who were there, the report was that they've never in their entire life seen that type of roadblock at that was manned at Chiwara 10 of. We know ZANU-PF always want to disturb everything that President Chamisa is doing. So in that note, like we said, we know what everything that ZANU-PF is trying to do for the president. But the event went well. Everything was done, and they always say that when they are doing this roadblock, they are always want to maintain peace and order. We are able to maintain our peace and order as MDC Alliance. The battalion or the group of people that conveyed Chiwara village, there was nothing violent that was done there. People, they know what they went to do there, and they know why they are there. So please, we are saying this to ZANU-PF. It's not government who are manning those roadblocks. We are saying to ZANU-PF, please stop your shenanigans. We know what you are targeting, and you know where you are going in that. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, DJ. And then this week, a very important event happened. We just want to thank the gentleman at Change Radio for reminding us about the 16 days of activism against gender-based violence. Yeah, thank you for reminding us. But then we must also look on the flip side that there are some ladies as well who are also perpetrators of gender-based violence on the male counterparts. What can you take us through about that? I know the North American province held a well-attended function on that, and our VP, the country's VP, Karenyi Kore, she had a few words to say about that. Chief, what can you take us through that, please?
I wish I had given that honor to some of the organizers of the event. I was just an invited guest. The North America Women Assembly, organized this event, and they've done that consistently for the past 3 years. This is the 3rd year in running that we have celebrated or commemorated 16 days of activism against gender-based violence. And we do that because we are MDC Alliance. We're a province of MDC Alliance. And as MDC Alliance, we take gender-based violence seriously. And we, in fact, our policy is zero tolerance to gender-based violence. And people will even see it. They're seeing it now. They will see it when President Chamisa is in, which is not very far. In 2023, it will be a better Zimbabwe. So we continually do this. We continually commemorate with the world. We turn the province and we turn the world orange because we care about women. Women's rights are human rights. Girl child's rights are human rights. And to us, that's very important. And I know you also say that there are some young people, some men that are at the receiving end of gender-based violence. And you talk of young people like Tawanda Mchehiwa, a young student from Midland State University, who was abused, physically abused, and even sexually abused by state operatives in Bulawayo. Very, very sad, very sad. And it's not only him. There are many Tawanda Mchehiwas. There are many young men. There are many men that are, being abused. It's happening. But the focus of yesterday's event, if you look at the people that were there, that were addressing the event, you see the vice president of the MDC Alliance agreeing to come to address virtually, an event like that. It shows you the importance that the MDC Alliance takes, with them, these issues. It was not only VP Karenyi, we had Honorable, Mugido, the Women Assembly chairperson. She was invited. Unfortunately, she had traveled all the way from Gutu, and she was supposed to go to another event very, very early in the morning, and she was not able to join. But she was, part of the people that were invited. And we also had Honorable Joanna Mamombe, who spoke, very powerfully, very eloquently about abuse, not only abuse, physically or sexually. She talked of financial abuse. She talked about abuse that is being perpetrated to people, members of parliament, in the parliament of Zimbabwe, the likes of ZANU-PF, Togarase, what's his name? The member of parliament wezana anenge anopenga wekuchivuyu. What's his name again?
No, Chinotimba.
They'll be busy abusing, members of parliament in there. Joanna, all that is abuse that is being perpetrated by members of parliament, in the, highest law making body of Zimbabwe. That's the parliament, and it's happening there. So Honorable Joanna Mamombe spoke about all that. So that's who we are. That's what the MDC stands for. We want to protect rights for women, rights for children, rights for men and young men in Zimbabwe and outside Zimbabwe. And I want to thank all these honorables for gracing that occasion. I know there are other events that are being planned by the National Women Assembly. I think Leader Barbara, if she was here, she was going to tell us about that. There will be more events that will be coming in today is day 11 of 16 days of activism. So we still have a few more days to go. Let's continue to support this program and other programs. Thank you.
Right, indeed, a really wonderful and thoughtful program, just showing that the movement is a movement that cares for its people and for the rights of its people, women included as well. Moving on, VP Karenyi Kore as well, speaking at the funeral of Nyasha Zhambe Mawere on tolerance. And I think if we can just put that together with Nyasha Mawere's widow and his brother also being arrested after the funeral. What can you tell us about that, DJ Prof?
So thank you so much. Yes, indeed. The Honorable Vice President Mother Lynette Karenyi Kore spoke very, very clearly and very eloquently at that funeral gathering. And she was just actually educating people in terms of the politics around, especially around the ZANU-PF, that people, the ZANU-PF has they don't like actually people. They just like people when it's voting time, and they always want to do the vote buying. And she was also telling the people of that area, that village, to say, look guys, you need to be assertive to what ZANU-PF is doing. Why? Because they always come and beat the people around, use the youth around the community, because they know that they are using the youth because they have prevented them from everything. So they come with small token of things like money, beer, to the young people who are struggling in the village, to pay them and to get to the extent of even murdering their fellow young people, like what had happened in the issue of Tawanda Mawere's case. She spoke also about the issue of things that the government, the people of the community government is giving to them, such as fertilizers, such as maize meal to eat. And she said, people, you just need to go and take those things because they belong to you. They are Zimbabweans, people's taxpayers' money that is being, but it's not ZANU-PF who is buying those things for the people to survive. They must go and take them. And she told them that, in the ballot box, it's a secret vote. You need to go and vote for change. You need to look at the situation around your community. There are no jobs. People are struggling. There is no clean water in vicinity around the closest cities and towns. You need to vote ZANU-PF out. There's no way that we can do to vote it out. But that did not stop there, leader. It went on that the following day, we heard that the ZRP, obviously we know that it was sent by ZANU-PF. They went to arrest the bereaved, the wife to the murdered Nyasha Zhambe. They went to arrest her and the brother on the charges what we don't know. But the person who had killed Nyasha Zhambe was seen walking freely. Nothing has been done to him. And you know, we had Honorable Job Wiwaskala at the same venue. He wanted to go and meet that guy. They said he fled, like you fled, like I don't know. He described something that he never seen. He said we couldn't see where he was when he was just pointed to say, there is the guy. He knew what he did, and he knew he knows Job Wiwaskala, and he knew Nyasha was part of MDC structures, so he fled away. But the police are there. They've got the audacity to go and arrest the wife of the murdered Nyasha and his brother, who went on to confront this guy to say, look, my friend, you have murdered our brother, you have murdered my husband, so what's next? The kids, he left the children wants to eat. Where am I going to get that? How am I going to feed his children that you take the breadwinner of the children, the family? But what comes next is the police who went to arrest them. We still haven't yet to hear the charges that were leveled against them, but that is untold for. That is I don't know what is to mention it, but we don't tolerate that. We're not expecting that to happen from the police, because the police are there to maintain peace and order. And now the murderer is walking freely. Nothing has been done to him, but they are troubling the family of the bereaved. Thank you.
Yeah, this is an unjust country that we live in, where the victim is harassed and abused and intimidated. The murderers, the known murderers, are walking scot-free. And when the widow makes a report, she's then arrested for that. So we have this child that is left by Nyasha Zhambe. This boy is left by himself. He has just buried his father, and his mother is arrested. And this is the law that we live in. So, fellow Zimbabweans, we need to wake up and we need to do something about this. We definitely need to do something about this. A stop must be made to this. And going forward on the SA permits, the Zimbabwe ZEP permits, the Zimbabwe government saying, no, citizens, come back to Zimbabwe. I'm going to ask you again, DJ Prof, just to give us your 2 cents about that. The MDC Alliance also issued a statement, but then ZANU-PF saying, no, the Zimbabweans must come back to Zimbabwe. Come back to what?
Yeah, so you see that the government of Zimbabwe want to pretend as if they like the people of Zimbabwe, but one who need to ask a question: what makes the people now to be called names in a foreign land, not in a foreign land very far from Zimbabwe, just a neighbor? Why do you think that the people of Zimbabwe are leaving to go into a neighboring country instead of staying in their own country? If they had that love for the people of Zimbabwe, they could have done things that people of Zimbabwe are going to look for in the neighboring countries. We know that Zimbabweans are scattered more in South Africa, but they have Botswana, they are in Zambia, they are in Mozambique, they are in Lesotho. All these people are running away from their country because there is something that is making them to run away. There are push and pull factors, but the push factors from Zimbabwe, it's ZANU-PF. However, the pull factors is the things that the Zimbabwean people are not getting in Zimbabwe, which include jobs. Definitely, we are looking for jobs. People are looking for jobs in a neighboring country. So ZANU-PF, for them to come and say that they want the people of Zimbabwe to come back to Zimbabwe, exactly the question that you have asked, to do what? Because they've destroyed all the industry that the people would benefit from. What are they going to do in Zimbabwe? What do they want them to come back to do in Zimbabwe? Let's put the politics aside. We want the well-being of people. What ZANU-PF have prepared for the people of Zimbabwe to go back to achieve? There's nothing, absolutely nothing that is happening in Zimbabwe. Industry closed, health sector dilapidated, education sector is going down drain. Everything that has got a Z in it, which it started from ZANU-PF to ZESA to Zinara to Zifa to what is dead. So what do they want it to be doing if they want them to come back? Thanks to the MDC, they have issued a statement which is actually pro democracy, pro people, and pro human rights, that we cannot say that the people of Zimbabwe must just come back, because there are families who will be affected. There are breadwinners in South Africa. We need to make sure that this happen. And MDC is just saying, can you give us 2 years to 2023? When you take over the government, we'll create a platform where the Zimbabwean people will be able to come back. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Chief, I know this is close to your heart, so I'm going to ask you to speak about that. Masvingo Teachers College, the high numbers of the COVID-19 cases that have been coming out from the college and affecting, learning and operations from the college. I know as well, I don't know, maybe DJ Prof, you can come in afterwards with the Omicron variant that is now in Zimbabwe. But Chief, if I'm going to ask you to just speak a little about Masvingo Teachers College.
Yeah, that's my college. I have good memories about that, and one of the coaches who was with the team, there was a soccer team that was camped there, Taurai Mangwiro, a very good friend of mine. He was at Bondov Teachers College playing for Masvingo United at one time, and now he's coaching the under 17s. And there's nothing new or amiss about what happened at Masvingo Teachers College. Is just representative of the dire situation that is in our health sector. That people are just dying. There are people that are just dropping dead in Zimbabwe because of these COVIDs that are coming up. And we have a government that promised that they would have achieved herd immunization by of about 10 million by the end of the year. Right now, they're just a little over 2 million people. That's 2 out of 10 or 2.5 out of 10. That's a very poor record. If they'd been serious, they'd used the $100 million that they got from the World Health Organization and other institutions that have been pouring money into Zimbabwe. I'm telling you, would be in a better situation than we are now. Would have managed to reach out maybe to more than 2 million people to get vaccinated. But that hasn't happened. We are still on 2 million people. And the government is saying, or so-called government is saying they're doing something great. You hear them talk about what is going on, and you hear some ZANU-PF people even ululating when Emmerson Mnangagwa is speaking. It is pathetic. We celebrate mediocrity. That kind of mediocrity, it's not even mediocrity, it's total failure. Zimbabwe has failed to deal with the COVID-19 situation. Whenever there is a lowering in the numbers of people that have contracted COVID, the official records. We know that the actual records are much higher than they give us. The government relaxes. They start having rallies. ZANU-PF members of parliament, when others are being arrested, ZANU-PF people are not being arrested. They do whatever they want, and the disease starts spreading again. So that's where we are right now. We have a government that relaxes, a government that doesn't care about the people. If they cared about the people, they'll be deploying all the resources that they are getting from other countries to that. And they'll also be deploying all the resources that are coming from our minerals, from our diamonds, from our gold. All those resources will be used to make sure that we have functional hospitals, we have medication in hospitals, and people are getting vaccinated. But that's not the case. So what happened at Masvingo Teachers College is a reflection of what's going on in the country, only that other issues are not being reported. This was reported, but this is across the country. People in Zimbabwe are just dying because we don't have a caring government.
So this is just a small picture of what is happening in the bigger picture.
Yes.
Yeah, we have eyes to see. We need to open and do something about it. Register to vote. Vote these people out of power. And let's change this. Okay, going on to the next topic. Chief Ndiweni delivered a petition to the UK government. Can I get back to you again, Chief, on that one?
Oh, Chief Ndiweni is doing a good job. Chief Ndiweni, is fighting for the people. He's fighting for the rights of Zimbabweans in the diaspora, and he has been very vibrant. And I want to thank him so much for committing so much time. If you see our old people doing this for Zimbabwe, I think it should motivate everyone, all the young Zimbabweans that are in the diaspora. Tana Chief Vachena Foods, Nana Chief Ndiweni Varikoko, my chief who are doing this, and they continue to do this. What about the young people? What about the young, it should be something that make every Zimbabwean who is in the diaspora want to be involved in making sure that we free Zimbabwe. So that petition is going to go a long way. It exposes the Zimbabwean government, the lies that they make. They are angry about it. They're angry, very angry about it. And if you see anything that makes ZANU-PF angry, then it means you're doing a right thing. You're doing a very good thing. If ZANU-PF is not coming after you, if you're not having any issues with ZANU-PF people or ZANU-PF elements, they're not accusing you of anything, they're not doing anything against you, then I'll start attack. Be attacked. Be a target of ZANU-PF, and then know that you're doing a good job. And that's exactly what Chief Ndiweni is doing. They're attacking him. They're saying he's a sellout. They're saying, he's selling out like Lobengula did, and so forth, especially when he went to the Queen to deliver that petition. They are coming up with all sorts of names, but it's because because their lies are being exposed. They go in meetings and then they start talking about reforms. They start talking that Zimbabwe is going to have free and fair elections. They were going to do A, B, C, D, but on the ground they won't be doing anything. They won't be doing nothing. And that petition and everything that the people in the United Kingdom, together with Chief Ndiweni, is doing or are doing exposes ZANU-PF, and it's also put pressure on ZANU-PF. And that's exactly our job when we are here in the diaspora. We have to put pressure using the means that we have, put pressure on the regime, put pressure on ZANU-PF, expose them, where necessary. It's our job to be doing that. And everyone should be doing that. If you're in Germany, you should be taking that petition somewhere. If you're in Sweden, you should be doing that. If you are in South Africa, if you are in Zambia, let's do it everywhere. Those petitions should be taken everywhere so that the world knows Emmerson Mnangagwa and ZANU-PF for whom they really are. The lies that they give in press conferences or everywhere where they meet with these dignitaries, that's the only way we can expose them. They always have something, they always have an explanation when they go to these, big gatherings, these are, world meetings or conferences. They always have a lie to say about the situation in Zimbabwe. So this is our only way of telling the world the truth. Let's keep those petitions going. Thank you so much, Chief Ndiweni and the people in the UK. Let's keep it going.
Indeed, thank you very much, Chief Ndiweni. And yeah, let's keep the momentum up. Let's keep the pressure up, like what you're saying. If you're doing something right, and it really bothers ZANU-PF, they have something to say about you. So kudos, well done, good job to the team in UK and Chief Ndiweni. And like Chief Shoshe rightly points out, let's get a copy of that petition. Let's deliver it everywhere so that we expose this illegitimate regime for the liars that they are. I don't know, Leader, in the background, in the admin, if you have a picture of the road that was stolen from Nigeria. These are some of the lies that the ZANU-PF regime will tell the world. They stole a whole road from Nigeria and lied that is the Harare Bight Bridge Highway. And then someone exposed them. And this is how the world can then see that these are liars. They don't have the interest of their citizens at heart, but they'll even stoop as low as stealing a project from another country and claiming that they are doing it. But then again, if you think about it, why would it's almost like a father going around the village if he's done something for his family and saying, Nasinda Pavana wangu sadza, screaming out, I fed my children today. So if he's screaming out, what does that tell us about? Does he normally feed them the other days? When he's quiet, what is going on? So every time ZANU-PF goes around saying, oh, we've done this, we've built this airport, we've done something, then it shows us that they are not doing what they should be doing anyway in the first place. So yes, there is a picture of the highway that was stolen from Nigeria, and ED lied, and his spokesperson, his mouthpiece, Nick Mangwana, lied and said that it was actually the Harare Bight Bridge highway. And it turns out it's a road stolen from Nigeria. Shame on you. Shame on you, ZANU-PF.
Same. They can only tell the people of other province. Because if you look there by the corner, it looks like a stadium or a building there. There's no way in Masvingo from Bight Bridge to Harare. There is no way you find such building in that road.
No.
So you can tell people who use Mtare Road, Blawayo Road, and don't tell the people who use Masvingo, because we ask you, where is this place? Which area? Is it Ngundu? Is it Rutenga? Is it Mwenezi? Is it 10P? Is it Runde? Where is this place? Only to find out like it's a Nigerian road that road Lagos, and I think Lagos and which other province that they were talking about there. Really, and people run, and people ZANU-PF and the ZANU-PF surrogates runs on social media and start posting this. Look what Mnangagwa is doing. You go to Masvingo Road, there's nothing that is being done there. They've been always for the last 6 months, they've been showing us one spot where they've put actually where they've just resurfacing the road. Only that one spot throughout, and to a shock, they are saying there are 5 companies that have been given a tender to resurface the road from Masvingo to Bight Bridge, and until now, not even 100-kilometer resurfacing has been done out of 5 companies of a road of 623 kilometers. Less than 100 kilometers been resurfaced now as we speak.
In 6 months.
They only resurface a small space of, I think, 10 or 15 kilometers in between Ngundu and Masvingo. That was it.
But it's almost the same
and
as
they are claiming that Mnangagwa is doing something.
No, no, no. It's Kudata Gwirei getting 88 million to refurbish the Mbudzi roundabout. And then someone points out that the biggest
Yes.
interchange in Africa, in Durban, cost less than 50 million
Yes.
US dollars. So how can we refurbish Mbudzi versus the biggest interchange in Africa for more money than what it costs to do the Durban one? These are people who are just giving each
Because
other contracts and monies. And
because
this is what
Mbudzi
we need to vote out, Zimbabweans. Let's all
because
go and
Mbudzi
register to
is under
vote.
sanctions.
Let's all go and register to vote and
They
change
say
our
Mbudzi is
country.
under sanctions.
No, 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 no. I don't know, admin, if you can just flight that number for us on the bottom where people can get information on where to register to vote. There we go. There's a toll-free number. You can phone that number for free, 08080219. Please, Zimbabweans, let's all go to register to vote. And when the time comes, let us go and vote in our numbers and defend our vote and make sure that we vote these thieves out of power. Okay. I think the next topic was on the civil servants that are decrying the bank charges on US dollar bonuses. If we can just pick that up as well with the Ministry of Health workers who have been told that they're not getting their bonuses this year. Chief, if I can start with you there.
Well, ZANU-PF is trying to, entice teachers and civil servants. They're giving them so-called bonuses. You know how much it is? It's just $200. I'm in group of teachers. I talk to them. They tell me, and then out of that $200 or $300, depending on your, on your scale as a teacher or as a civil servant, the bank is coming in with serious bank charges that are backdated to the time these so-called US dollar accounts were opened. So at the end of the day, someone from $200 is remaining with a little over $100. So that's the bonus that is being talked about. It's nothing. It's still peanuts, and they're not even getting the money. You saw on social media people sleeping at banks so that they could access that money. You go to work, you suffer for the money. You have to protest for you to get the bonus. You have to be in the streets, and then after you have gotten the money, you have to go and sleep at the bank so that you can get a mere $50 because you can't withdraw more than 50 US dollars according to their bank laws. So you have to go to the bank maybe 2-3 times. If you're walking in the bank and you get your money and then you go home, it'll be better. But you have to sleep at the bank. This is the Zimbabwe we have. And this is the Zimbabwe that you see some ZANU-PF goons celebrating. What are they celebrating? There's nothing real. The only way is to do what Sophie was saying. Let's go and register to vote and get rid of these bad leaders. These are bad leaders, if we may even call them leaders. These are mafia, matsotsi. Let's remove them. According to Honorable Tendai Biti, zvigananda izvi. Ngatiende tinoregister kuvhota. Kana usingakwanisi kuregister kuvhota, do something. Help your village, help your constituents, help your family. Make sure the people that you know in Zimbabwe have gone to register to vote if you are in the diaspora. And if you are in South Africa, please jump in the bus and go and register to vote.
I'm just laughing here, Leader Sophia. I'm just laughing here to see when I was looking at the dates for the bonuses. I'm looking at the dates for the bonuses here and says that so to tell you how they are scared of the army and the air force and the police. The army are going to get their bonuses in January on the 1st. That will be on a New Year's Day. And they know on the New Year's Day, people would have already want to buy their New Year present gifts and food and stuff. They were not gonna get it. The Air Force is gonna get it on the 2nd, a day after New Year. And believe me, they just want this to maintain peace with the army in that process of New Year and Christmas. But what boggles my mind now that makes me laugh is the civil servants that will get their bonuses on the 30th of June in 2022. Like,
it's funny, but it's not funny. I'm sorry.
really, how can you give? And the teachers, obviously, some of them have get some of, depending on where the level of stuff, but the majority, which means the last person, if it is a temporary teacher, will get his or her bonus on the 25th of February next year. That will
And
be
the
the
rest
final
of
day
civil
of their
servants on
payment.
30 June 2022.
2022, June 2022. I really, that it's like I said, I was laughing. It's a laughing matter, but this is not a laughing matter. Actually,
You know
it's a
what's funny
serious
about
matter.
it is that these people have taken advantage of the citizens so much that they don't even care about the lies
Yes,
that they tell. They've taken advantage of us to that level that they're not even bothered about the lies, or they treat us like we don't have brains anymore. This is just the ridiculous part of it, you know. Yeah.
yeah, but
Anyway,
how do we expect when you have a drunkard president masquerading as a leader of the country?
That zvakamboitwa anyway in the world. Yeah, it's yeah. This is bad. This is bad. Anyway, I think admin, thank you so much. I think we have exhausted a lot of the topics that made the headlines on Change Radio News this past week. If we can just see a few comments from our listeners, if we can just read a couple of comments before we close off. And then I think there's a video from Gogo Chamis'a's unveiling of Tombstone. Then maybe we can then actually close with that. But I think there have been a few comments that we can look at and just go through. George Mabena Murakwamni, thank you so much for being with us. He says Chief Ndiweni is a very intelligent man. Yes, he is. He needs our support, a good chief. He really is a good chief. Just like we have Chief Sose here, a very intelligent man and a good chief. They both need our support.
I'm blushing already. They say black men don't blush, but I'm already blushing.
Well, you can blush, it's the truth. And then we have
Yes.
democracy in Zimbabwe and the Patriotic Act. And they say Dewa Mavhinga's death must be investigated. He died in South Africa. We must hold South Africa accountable to release a proper post-mortem before we continue or start making conclusions and possibly dishonoring our fallen hero by conspiracy. Chief, you want to comment on that, or
Mhm.
I think it's too close to your heart to say anything? No, I think we'll leave you because I think you're very emotional about
Yes,
this. You
thank
knew
you.
him too well, yeah.
Thank
So I
you.
think we'll drop you there for a minute. We'll just let you mourn. You were too close to the man. If we have any other comments, there's Barbara. Hey, hello, Leader Babsy. How are you? We missed you. But she's coming in
Mm.
with a very emotional comment there. And she says, I am still in shock that Dewa Mavhinga is no more. And she's crying there.
Mm.
And she goes on to say, rest in power, comrade. Aluta continua. Indeed, Aluta continua. We will finish this struggle, like Chief rightfully says. Okay, on that note, we come to the end of our program. We just want to thank you all for spending time with us and, sharing with us, to our co-presenters, DJ Prof, Chief, and to the admin behind the scenes. Thank you so much for your input. The listeners across the world, we want to thank you. And just remind you, stay tuned to Change Radio. We still have a lot more exciting and informative programs coming up for your entertainment and information. And we leave you watching the video from Gogo Chamis'a's unveiling of the tombstone, a beautiful work of art that was unveiled this weekend. And have a good week. See you again same time next week. Good night.
Good night. Thank you.
Good night. Thank you.
Shasha dzakanga dzichengeta, he was victimized for that. Kuti wafisirwei nemuzukuru wani wako wakuyanzodzi yamai wako munhu mukuru musoja mukuru anga ane nyembe dzaisvikawo ndotazidatidhisipita mapepa mukamba izvokana mukamba kana tangodikwawo kuti zisati mkudika Redwe, handikapedzi nguva iyi. Tamirira bishop. Asi kutenda chiitiko chatakaita ichi.
These are the official.
Takangoti zvazava kuda nokuti tinozokanganwa.